Hi, David O'Sullivan here, and in this video I'm going to be doing a film review for The Martian. Starring Matt Damon and directed by Ridley Scott. The Martian is an adaptation of the book of the same name, and like I said, it's Ridley Scott's latest film, like a science fiction drama, or space drama really, it's not really sci-fi, about an astronaut who's stranded on Mars. And I had high hopes for The Martian going in. I had a lot of really good things about it, and I was really excited to go and see it. I've heard about it for a while now. I knew it was going to be Ridley Scott's next film, and I was really excited about going to see it. And of course, with all the really good positive buzz I'd heard about it, I was even more excited and really hoping it would be good. I'm really hoping I wouldn't be let down. And thankfully I was not disappointed. The Martian was so good. I think it's one of the best films of the year so far. I'm not exaggerating. I think my top 3 of the year so far, really, Inside Out, Mad Max Fury Road and Ex Machina, and The Martian is definitely going to be up there somewhere. I haven't quite figured out where I'm going to put it yet, but it's definitely going to be in my top films of the year, I think. Ridley Scott's one of my favourite directors. I think he's best when he's doing science fiction, and he did such a good job with this film. It was just a perfect fit for the director of this film, and it's probably his best film he's done in years. I like Prometheus, don't get me wrong. A lot of people didn't like Prometheus. I thought it was alright. I really like Prometheus, but this is definitely Ridley Scott's best film since probably Gladiator. I might have to think about that, but it's just definitely a return to form. It's definitely one of his best films he's done in years. Everything was just done so well in the film. It was really quite realistic and believable as well. It really felt like this could be a real thing that could really happen in the near future, or like it almost felt like it was kind of like it could be like a true story kind of film. Like this could have actually happened, could happen now, might actually happen in the near future. It was just really realistic and believable, despite being about this guy stranded on some other planet. It was just done so well and really convincingly. All the scenes on Mars just looked so great. The cinematography was fantastic. I'm not sure who was the director of photography for the film, but it just looked great. There was just some stunning shots. Some of the establishing shots on Mars, they just looked gorgeous. They were just so breathtaking, and it made you feel this sense of awe and wonder. It made you feel like you were actually there on this other planet. I mean, I don't think they filmed in some kind of red desert somewhere on Earth, but it just looked so good. It was just really convincing. It looked like they were actually filmed on Mars, not that they were actually on Mars. And just the film was just so atmospheric, and it was just so immersive and engaging. It really felt like you were there on Mars, there with Mark Watney. It was great. And that was another thing. Matt Damon as Mark Watney was fantastic. It was one of his best performances in years. He was such a great fit for the role. He did such a good job in that role as that character, Mark Watney. I'm not overly familiar with the book, but he did a great job as that character. And yeah, in the film, he's just great. He's just such a likeable, funny, entertaining character, and it's great because a lot of times with these films, when it's someone's stranded somewhere or they're in some kind of dangerous situation, it's all overly serious and kind of scary and like, oh, you know, sort of depressing and that. But not with The Martian. He's like, yes, he's in this really dangerous, life-threatening situation, but he's such a funny, happy, you know, optimistic guy that he's got this like sense of humour, and just the scenes of him alone on Mars you'd think would get boring, but they're just so entertaining to watch because of the character of Mark Watney and Matt Damon's performance in the role. It just had so much energy and life to those scenes, just despite the fact that it was just him on his own, just with him talking to himself and talking to the cameras and that. It was just so well done, and like I said, with a sense of humour. It was really funny in parts. All the other actors as well. It wasn't just Matt Damon's show. There was a lot of just Matt Damon on Mars, but then it often cut back and forth between Mars and Earth. And you'd think, when it goes to Earth, you'd be like, oh, this is boring, let's just get back to Mars. But not only was all the stuff on Mars with Matt Damon good, but all the stuff on Earth with the other characters was great as well, and I wasn't expecting that. I didn't think those scenes would be as entertaining and enjoyable to watch, but they were. And it was just a great cast. We had Jeff Daniels there as the director of NASA. We had Kristen Wiig there, in a really different role. Chiwetel Ejiofor, one of my favourite actors working today. He was fantastic. Out of all the supporting characters, he's probably my favourite. And all the other astronauts as well. Jessica Chastain as the commander. We had Sebastian Stan, Kate Mara, Michael Pena. Just great cast of actors, and they all delivered such great performances. It was just really believable. You believe they were astronauts on this mission. And another thing I really liked about the film was the whole thing about it was all these different people in different countries all working together to save this one guy, and I love that. It was just a great theme and a great message about just, even though it was just this one guy stranded, that's just enough. Just one human life is just enough to get all these people and all these countries to work together to save him. And it was really kind of uplifting and inspirational, the whole finale of the film. It was just how all these different people were working together, trying to get along together, really doing their best to try and save this guy, because they really wanted to go back and save this guy. It was just one human life is enough. That's all it takes for all these people and all these countries to learn to work together to save him. And it was just such a great theme and message, just done so well. It wasn't anything, it didn't have all these, a lot of big Hollywood movies have all these kind of cliches in where it's like, oh, I've seen that all before, or like, oh, why are you doing that, oh, I saw that kind. But The Martian didn't have any of that. You kind of knew about certain things from watching the trailer. You kind of know what's going to happen. You know, it's not like it doesn't have massive twists and turns in it or anything, but it was just all done so well. It was just so interesting and entertaining and exciting to watch. All the scenes were just executed and filmed so well. Just great direction by Ridley Scott there. Great script, great adaptation of the book, and all round great performances from the cast. There was just not one thing I didn't like about The Martian. I thought everything was just top notch. I think it's just one of the best films of the year so far. Ridley Scott's best film in years, and just, yeah, The Martian. So there we go, that was my film review for The Martian. If you like this video, make sure to click subscribe to see more. But for now, I've been David O'Sullivan. I'll see you next time.